Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our EAFC 25 career mode here with Southampton. We're back today and I am back from my holiday. I think this is the third episode of the week, but it's the first one I'm recording since returning from my holiday. A much needed week off, so feeling nice and refreshed and looking to close out season 3 of the save over the next couple of days. We've got 7 of our remaining 8 fixtures coming in today's episode with some really big clashes. We've got Tottenham at home at St Mary's. We've got to travel to the Etihad. We've got to travel to the London Stadium. We host Aston Villa as well. So some really tough games coming today as we look to fend off the teams below us and qualify for a Champions League spot. With some of those fixtures, I wouldn't be too surprised if we do drop out of the top 4 and finish in either a Europa League or Conference League spot, which I wouldn't be too disheartened about. I said at the start of the season I wanted European football, so although we've been in the Champions League spots all season, I won't be too upset if we do drop out. My only concern is that some of the big names at the clubs, the Soles, the Evan Nilsons, maybe Muric as well, might want to move away if we're not playing at the top level. So I'd love to qualify for the Champions League, and although I would be disappointed, I would settle for the Europa or Conference. As I say, lots of big games to come today, starting at home to Tottenham. But before we get there, we've got another Youth Academy update and what I think is our penultimate one of the season. Yeah, still got a few months worth of scouting this season, and I'm still holding out for that star player from San Marino. We haven't found them yet. Potentially Messina or Bianchi could be okay. We've got 2 Bianchis here, and I am hoping for at least one San Marinan to make the academy before the end of the season. Yeah, we've got some really good looking players from England. We've already picked up 1 or 2 this season, and again there's some unbelievable talents in here. But as I know I've got another month's worth of scouting, I'm going to leave them all for now and wait for the best update we can possibly get before promoting any of these guys. And we already know we've got some absolute star players from Rwanda. The 3 attackers in the academy are really special players, but nobody else making it this month. But anyway, I think that will do it for the Youth Academy update. Jumping into our first game of today's episode, the first of 7 big clashes, and we've got a really tough run of 4 fixtures here, kicking off with Tottenham at home at St Mary's as we look to keep our place in the top 4. Need to kick off the episode with a positive result. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, just jumping straight into this one here. We've had some pretty tough results against Tottenham throughout the course of this save. So really difficult game considering I haven't played for about a week and a half or so. So jumping straight in with a really tough game. And to be honest, I'd probably take a point. I think between now and the end of the season, as long as we don't go on a really bad losing streak, then hopefully we'll be able to wrap up top 4. But as I said in the intro, I'm not going to be too disappointed if we end up finishing in a Europa League or even a Conference League spot, as long as we qualify for some sort of Europe next season. With this being one of our tougher fixtures remaining in our final 8, I'd certainly take this to keep the other teams at bay. That's a looping ball in. Evan Nilsson, oh, he's put it wide. Well, that's going to do it here at St Mary's. Not the most exciting of games, but a decent point on the board against Postecoglou's side. And the home fans not particularly happy with that by the sounds of things, but it does mean back-to-back draws in the Premier League. But as I've said, against one of the traditional top 6, I will take that point all day long heading into the clash at the Etihad. Well, it is time for the big one as we face Manchester City. At the same time, Aston Villa play host to Liverpool, so all of the top 4 sides facing off against each other. But at the moment, It's West Ham, Chelsea and Brighton that I am worried about. We've got a pretty healthy gap of 6 points to West Ham in 5th. So it would take a bit of a collapse from here. But as I say, we still have to play West Ham. We've got Man City and Villa to come in our next 2 fixtures. So it is all to play for in the Premier League. Let's just dive straight into it. Manchester City at the Etihad. Once again, I would take a point just to keep them at bay. Come on, you Saints. Underway here at the Etihad, and what a team it is Man City have got. I would have them as favourites. Both ourselves and Villa are doing pretty well, but it's Man City at the end of the day. The team they've got, the experience they've got, and we know how good they are when they get to this stage of the season. So it's going to be a really tricky test keeping them out today. We have got the best defence in the league, so if anyone can do it, it is us. But as I say, this is Manchester City at home in the run-in. How long can you really keep them out for, as Haaland is denied early? Foden's going to swing the second corner in. Haaland goes up again. Yusuf, I thought did enough, but not enough to stop the Norwegian tank. Ward-Prowse, bit of space out wide for Leif Davis. I do think you can get a Manchester City as Davis releases St. Maximin. Has he got something special up his sleeve? He's sending Kimmich left and right. Pulled back all the way to Stein on the edge. Stein nicks it back, and look at the space for St. Maximin again. Kimmich has left him some room, and St. Maximin lifts one in for Evanilson, and the flag goes up. It won't count. He just strayed beyond the last man. Southampton have the ball in the net, but it is just a fraction offside from Evanilson. Into the second half here, still City lead by 1. We've looked pretty dangerous down our left-hand side with St. Maximin up against Joshua Kimmich, who is inverting in field, so it's leaving a bit of space for St. Maximin, but City looking most likely at the moment as Muric is forced into a pretty comfortable save. But I would say it's down this left side that we're looking most likely, as Evanilson's just gone early again, but there is space in behind that City defence down that flank. Oh, Haaland in behind. Haaland doesn't miss these. And Erling Haaland doubles up for Man City, and that is going to do it. I was just saying, here we come down that left side where we've looked pretty dangerous, but we gave the ball away in a dangerous position, and Erling Haaland always going to punish you from there. Absolutely no chance he's going to miss. Man City double up, and will be taking all 3 points and taking a big step towards the title here today. Well, it's really starting to hot up now in the Premier League with 6 to play. Man City go top by 2 points despite Aston Villa beating Liverpool at Villa Park. We now sit in 3rd place, now 6 points off City. The title's looking very unlikely. And Chelsea jump up to 4th, having played a game more. They sit just 1 point behind us. So it's vital we return to winning ways here. But welcoming Unai Emery's side, Aston Villa, who are still just 2 points behind City and going for the title themselves. They look the closest challengers, and they really have got some momentum, so this is going to be by no means easy. Liverpool also just 2 points behind us, both with 6 to play. It is so tight in the hunt for Champions League football. But jumping into our next one, welcoming Aston Villa to St Mary's, needing to get back to winning ways after no wins in our last 3. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, Aston Villa high flying at the moment, but I seem to remember a similar situation last season when Villa were high flying going for Champions League football, and we were in a bit of a poor run of form, and we managed to beat them here at St Mary's towards the end of last season. So hoping history is going to repeat itself today, as we are in desperate need of getting back to winning ways after no wins in our last 4 in the Premier League. It's been a really tough run of form, but With Villa just 2 points behind City, they know that they're probably going to have to win all of their remaining 6, including here at St Mary's. So expecting a really tough game between two sides that desperately need a result at the top of the table. Ram gets the pass off to Ross Barkley, who strikes and tests Muric. And that is not the first time he's been called into action today. Second save of the day, already just quarter of an hour into this one, as Leif Davis now looks to come the other way. Steps away from Onana. Still Leif Davis going on, and it's Martinez now forced into the save down the other end. Two of the top clean sheet keepers this season, both facing off here today, as that's kept alive. And St Maximin's strike is blocked by Gruev. Forward to Fernandez. He gets away from Enzo Fernandez. Still Mateus goes on. We know he can hit them from range. And it's off the woodwork from Mateus Fernandez. Getting the nod over Stein today. Gets hold of it. And it just clips the top of the crossbar on its way through. Leaf throws himself into the challenge. St Maximin, they're backing off him. And that's another good chance for Southampton from range once again. But this time, St Maximin puts it over the top. Not sure how we're still goalless here. Fernandez into St Maximin again. Rides the challenge. St Maximin, it's off the post. And still we await the opening goal. I've no idea how this is goalless. We've hit the frame of the goal twice. We've had one just over the top, forced Martinez into a save. And Muric has also been forced into a few down the other end, but still we remain goalless. Onana into Enzo, gives the ball away, and now Teller can bring it clear. Fernandez back to Teller, skips away from Enzo. And Teller lining one up, Teller off the woodwork again. And maybe it's just not going to be our day. Third time we've rattled the frame of the goal. And I just cannot believe that we've not scored today. I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't really have done much more. So close from Teller. And it looks as if we are going to be destined for our third 0-0 in 5 Premier League matches. A decent point on the board, but it should really have been all 3 considering the chances we created. Well, it is another point on the board, and with Man City beating Liverpool at Anfield, that's quite a good result for us. It means we're now 8 behind City, so not going to catch them and win the title, which I never really thought we would anyway. But it does keep Liverpool 3 points behind us, which is a good result for us. West Ham up next, the last of our real tricky fixtures. And they now currently drop to 8th place. Need a win here to close the gap to us to 3 points, if they've got any hope of qualifying for the Champions League next season. Another big clash, the trickiest we have remaining now. Our final 4 are a little bit easier after this one. So again, I would take a point, but I do really want us to get back to winning ways. Need a win. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, we're off and underway here in the capital, and a really difficult run of fixtures that we've had recently with the Saints. It does get slightly easier after this one, and I would say we should be targeting wins in all of our last 4. So that's why I'm saying I wouldn't be against a point in this one, but I am really desperate to stop this rot and get back to winning ways. But knowing that the final 4 gets slightly easier and a draw would keep West Ham at bay, I'm not against another draw here. We've had plenty of them, but it would not be the worst result in the world, as Evan Nilsson forces the save and it's hoofed into touch. Flynn Downs back on his old stomping ground, looks to play that out wide to Walker Peters. Takes the ball nicely in his stride. Emerson sticks with him. Fatawu to Stein, and now St Maximin and Lunin equal to it once again. Well, all Southampton pressure once again, pretty similar to the Villa game at St Mary's, but we've just not been able to find the breakthrough. As St Maximin finds Stein on the edge, and it's over the top this time. And that's not cleared. And for Tawu, again denied by Andre Lunin. Koku gives it away. Brereton Diaz and Mara. Sekou Mara denied by Lunin again. And that has been the theme of today's episode. A couple of brilliant goalkeeping performances and missed chances as Brereton Diaz heads on. And that is going to do it. And we can't find a goal and a winner once again. It's another 0-0 draw. I can only apologise, guys. I'm doing all I can to find the net, but it's just not meant to be at the moment. Right then, as we head into May, we still remain in third place, but Chelsea and Liverpool do have the games in hand. If we win all of our remaining fixtures, then we will qualify for the Champions League for next season. But on the run we've been on, I wouldn't put your money on us winning all four. We do need to return to winning ways here, though, hosting 17th placed Everton. They're fighting for points down the bottom of the table. We're fighting for points at the top. Must-win game for both teams. But I'm desperate. I guarantee that we are going to return to winning ways here. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, guys, I'm making the promise to you. I'm promising it early, and it's not going to be a false promise. We are winning today's game. We are getting back to winning ways here against Everton. I'm making sure that it happens. I've had enough of 0-0 draws and this winless run, so it's happening today. Fernandes, Ward-Prowse, Evan Nilsson, nice hold up. St. Maximan, Davis, Fernandes. Fernandes spins away. Evan Nilsson! Well, it would be him. Out of everyone, we knew it would be him. 17th goal of the season. It's been a big, long goal drought. But finally, Southampton find the net. And it's the Brazilian, who else, who opens the scoring here at St Mary's. Fatawu. Lovely feet. Keeps the ball in play. Walker-Peters to Fernandes. Weaker left foot. Let's fly. And Trafford. Well, it was pretty comfortable for him, but he still had to get gloves on it as that was travelling from Mateus Fernandes. Free kick, which Ward-Prowse is over. Looking just to curl this into the middle. Lovely ball. Evan Nilsson. Oh, it was the right technique. But he just got the header all wrong and it was on. If he just looped that over the top of James Trafford. 25 to play, big chance. Still, we lead by 1 as we look to grind out the victory. Everton desperate for that equalising goal. Southampton desperate to hold on. Still, we lead by 1. McNeil through the gap to Ndiaye. Iliman Ndiaye. Barnes back to Ndiaye and Muric at the near post tips it over. As Ndiaye falls to his knees, thought it was in. McNeil swings the corner in. Solé gets something on it. Still not clear as Ndiaye is denied once again by Muric. And that may just be enough as we keep hold of the ball. Archer finds Stein. And Stein looks for Archer to seal the win. Archer, he's at the post. And Brereton Diaz can't follow up, but it's not going to matter. That is going to do it. That just about sums up our finishing at the moment as well. Couldn't seal the victory after a crazy little sequence of events to close out what was quite a tight and cagey game. But we do finally return to winning ways. 3 games remaining in the Premier League and 3 wins against sides in the bottom half of the table will see us qualify for the Champions League next year. First game down, 3 to go. Well, Chelsea and Liverpool do win to keep the pressure on us heading into the final 3. We now travel slightly further down the south coast for not a derby between ourselves and Bournemouth, but it might feel like one with lots at stake for the Saints. 3 games to play, 3 wins needed, and the next needed here at the Vitality as we take on Iraola's side. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, it may not be considered a derby between the two clubs' fans, but it's going to be pretty tasty out there today. I think both teams will be wanting the victory, and especially the Saints, knowing what is at stake. Big clash here down in Dorset as we look to keep up our hunt for Champions League football. We don't want to let it slip Stevie G style right at the end, so need to make sure we win our final 3 to secure qualification for next season. Metham, risky pass, and Adams dispossessed by Stein. And Stein opens the scoring. I was waiting for Evanilson for the little pass, but didn't need him in the end. Stein ends his goal drought. It's been a long time coming for the Dutchman, who started the season off like a house on fire, and that has quietened the crowd here at the Vitality. Adams dawdling on the ball, gives it away. Stein runs through and has the finish to ease the nerves of the travelling Southampton fans. Stein pinches it back again. St. Maximan. Evanilson. Flag up again. As at the Etihad, he finds the back of the net, but the offside flag rules out his goal. Would have been his second in 2, but St. Maximan just floating the ball in. Yeah, he's a couple of yards off. Just went a little bit too early, but getting in the right position once again, Evanilson. Oh, not again. What a Bournemouth playing at. Evanilson, oh, he should have doubled the advantage. Once again, Bournemouth give it away, and I just had too much time there with Evanilson against his former team, and we couldn't double our advantage. Corners into Solé, and it's just over the top, and I really hope we aren't made to rue that missed opportunity. Should be 2-0. Oh, Walker-Peters dispossessed, and Uatara keeps it in play. Stein trying to get back at him. The cross is in early to Bakayoko. Dangerous. Cutting in field onto that stronger left foot. And Muric equal to it as he looks to preserve his clean sheet. But that's given away by JWP. Christie forward to Unal. Yusuf on the cover. Bakayoko looking to create one last chance. Cross comes in. Soleil's there. And anywhere will do for Einstein. And it's back-to-back 1-0 victories for the Saints, grinding out the wins at the moment. We probably should have had a second with Evanilson through on goal in the second half, but he couldn't finish it. But in the end, it does not matter. Our solid defence bails us out once again. And Stein's goal in the first half is the only goal and separates the two sides in the not a South Coast derby here in Dorset. Another win, 2 down, another 2 to go for Southampton. Right then, jumping into our last game of today's episode. Still sat in 4th, behind Chelsea on goal difference and ahead of Liverpool by just 1 point. All of us with just 2 games remaining. 1 will finish in the Europa League, 2 will finish in the Champions League. We face Brentford at home, which should be a winnable game, but Liverpool hosting bottom of the league Leicester, and Chelsea heading to Goodison Park. I'd expect both of those 2 teams to win as well, which would take it down to the final day, where we do have a favourable game away at already relegated Ipswich Town at Portman Road. But yeah, still lots to play for as the 3 of us battle for Champions League football, and we need to end the episode here with 3 consecutive wins as we take on Thomas Frank's side. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, we need to make sure we end today's episode here with another victory. It's been 2 pretty good 1-0 scoreline wins in the last 2 games. And they've not been the most convincing, but at this stage of the season, it's just all about getting the job done. And against Brentford, who are sort of sat in mid-table with very little to play for, this has to be another win here at home at St Mary's. St Maximan looking to get round Ruslev. Shows his turn of pace, the Frenchman. Lifts it in for Evan-Nilsson. Tight angle and the keeper gets something on it. Stein has it on the edge. It's a good save. And Fatawu. Oh, he's put it wide. Well, I have to say I've not been particularly impressed with Fatawu in front of goal. Second full season at the club. And his numbers haven't really risen from last year. In a season where we've been better in front of goal, I was expecting his numbers to rise. And that's not really been the case. That's nice from him, though, as he lifts it to Leif Davis, who gets his second goal of the campaign. And right on cue, Fatawu with the assist. Missed a big opportunity a few moments ago, but Southampton in front. Oh, no, 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 no. What the hell is that? Muric. What on earth is that throw out, my guy? He's been so solid for us. But I just want a simple rollout to Solé. And he's put too much on it. And Son with the dink gets it over the Kosovan. And a few minutes before the break, a cheap goal to allow Brentford back into the game. That is so frustrating, that, because we've been the better team in this first half. Do you know, I was just getting ready to go into the break as well and give Leif Davis a bit of prop for his goal. Second of the campaign. He's been really good again down that left side. And it's such a shame we're probably going to lose him as Walker-Peters hits the deck. Because, yeah, we're probably going to have to sell Leif Davis next summer after handing in a transfer request, as Lewis Potter and Son and Solé's in the way, and it's gone a little bit scrappy here at St Mary's. Stein looking for Evan-Nilsson. Can he get there? Evan-Nilsson saved by the Brentford shot stopper as he looks to keep his side in the game. Fatawu's ball in for Solé. St Maximan round the corner to Leif Davis. St Maximan to Stein, and there's Evan-Nilsson to restore the lead. Southampton finally scored 2 in a Premier League game for the first time since, I think, the victory over Wolves. And it's Evan-Nilsson with goal number 18 in the Premier League. Nice patient build-up. Stein to Evan-Nilsson. That was the combination at the start of the season. And he clips it in off the far upright to restore our advantage. Guimaraes, nice ball. Trouble as Pert Harris through the gap. And it's 2 apiece, but the flag is up. Saved by the flag. Gruev does well, getting stuck in. And Gruev over the top. I think he's timed it for Stein. And Stein wraps it up. Not only does Southampton have 2, we've got 3. Stein in on the act. 2 in 2 for the Dutchman. And that will surely be the result in the bag for Southampton. Well, there is the whistle, and a lovely way to close out today's episode. 3 wins on the spin after quite a slow start to the episode. No wins in the first 4, but a nice little close out to today's episode. And with 1 game to play in the Premier League, destiny is in our own hands as we look to wrap up Champions League football for Season 4. Alright then, guys, that is where we will leave it for today's episode. Still loads to play for in the season finale, with ourselves, Chelsea and Liverpool all still separated by just 1 point. We also have the worst goal difference, which could come into play depending on the results on the final day. But we know a victory at Portman Road will wrap up Champions League football, and at an absolute minimum we'll be playing in the Europa League next year. Man City have wrapped up the title once again, and Aston Villa looks set to finish in second, so it's been a really good season for them. But as we know, destiny is in our own hands. I'll catch you for the next episode, guys, very soon. In fact, it should be out tomorrow early afternoon to see whether we will finish in the Champions League or not. I hope to catch you for that very soon. Take care, guys, and peace.